Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is your review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 7, Nashville Hold'em. We bounce around a little bit, starting with Britt and her husband. They go look at cars. Of course, he's not amused with anything she's got going on. She tries to kick a leg up for the car salesman, and the cameras, I assume, she shares how things went with Angela. Of course, she's gonna add just a little taste to it so that she's so that she remains a victim. She now doesn't trust Angela, whatever. She says she's heard things about Angela that she's not repeating, and then she proceeds to repeat something that she heard about Angela. She heard that Charles had an outside baby on her. Girl, we know. We know that already. Anyway, Angela has Drew over, and first things first, she spoke to Marcus. Marcus said, "You lying, girl. Y'all not cousins." Drew then says, "Well, I said I was joking." Well, I mean, you didn't say he was joking, but I mean, I didn't think nobody took you serious. Drew seemed like the type that'll, because they have the same last name, Chicago. Yeah, we we related, girl. Not so. We let's move on from that. So let's talk about the peace brunch. Of course, it didn't go as planned. Angela says that hopefully she and Britt can kind of, move forward in a positive direction. Drew says that Britt texts her. She wants to meet up and have, a conversation. So they're going to meet for drinks. Drew shares how the divorce has been going. Of course, while she's there, it's been her, I guess, weekend, out of the house. And her having to vacate the premises is just very much. She says that they'll be back in court in a couple of days. So there's that. She's still, talking about keeping the case closed and keeping it sealed. She and her lawyer are working on that. That's one of the major things that she wants to come home with, or should I say that's a win. That's a win for her. Angela asked about Ralph being jealous that she's working with Dennis now, that they're working so closely. She says that Dennis was supposed to talk to Ralph. She says that he did talk to Ralph and she did talk to Portia, but now Portia and Ralph acting like they didn't know nothing, and that this is all a surprise to them. And this, brings Angela to Portia's trip. And she's like, I kind of want you to come. So, like, girl, I feel like you should just come. I think you should just come. And Drew's like, no, I kind of want her to invite me herself. So I'll wait and get the invitation from her, because that's just, the proper thing to do. Angela feels like, well, she didn't give me a no when I did ask her about you coming. And so I'm feeling like no answer means yes. It doesn't, but and when it comes to reality television, Angela is spot on. Girl, you're doing what the people are asking you to do, and I know that they, this is why you're here. They say, yeah, she's directable. She follows directions well. Yeah. Keep her right here, because she's keeping it rolling, keeping the mess rolling. And light mess. It's not major. Like, you wouldn't invite your friend's husband's mistress to the function. We're not gonna do that on reality TV or not. We not doing that. But on reality TV, this little girl, you got this little stupid like we don't even know why you beefing with this lady. We don't even understand why we're still upset, Portia. And so, yeah, Why can't Drew come? Come on, girl. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go on to Nashville. Portia ain't say you couldn't come, so yeah, come on to the trip over at Kelly's house. She's invited Cynthia over. See, she got Cynthia, Portia, and Shamia. First, Cynthia she says she back outside, and so she gives us her list of deal breakers. Girl, at this point, you need to start making changes to your list. You can't, at this point, I know, like, as women, I guess y'all gonna say she can have her standards, and we always trying to tell black women to settle. I ain't telling her to settle, but Cynthia, girl, please. It's obvious that this isn't working. When something doesn't work, you do something different. So anyway, she invited the people over. Portia and Shamia were invited. Like I said, Portia, she asked about the peace brunch. Kelly, she adds some on. They came in, the other girls came in, Team Twirl. No, they did not. People just had reasonable questions. And that makes them Team Twirl, because I'm not Team Brit. We team nobody when it comes to this situation, because both of y'all wrong. Had your ass been sat down for saying that you had, what you had in your bag, if you wasn't out here saying, I got a little something in my bag that'll hold them, I got whips and I got stuff. If you had been punished for saying that, then Kenya would not have had, there wouldn't have been no reason to retaliate. Anyway, Cynthia asked Portia if she's made up with Drew. She say, I've moved on in a mature fashion, I guess she say she sees Drew for who she is. She thinks she a snake. Girl, we don't really see it for you right now, Portia. I'm really not. I don't like this version of you. I don't know if this is going to be you moving forward, or whether or not this is just what you've chosen to do, or I don't know, this might just be who you are. I'm really trying to think of excuses, because Portia's my girl. But I'm just not liking this representation. I'm just not. Anyway, it's her birthday. She want to go to Nashville. She want to do Cowboy Carter theme. She's invited other girls as well. The McClure twins. I forgot what their mother's name is, but she be hanging around the Atlanta reality TV girls. I guess she trying to get her spot somewhere, and I think it was over here. I don't know. But anyway, they mama, Lauren, of course, Mayetta. Was she trying to audition again, or is she just cool just being around, No, because she ain't been around that much. Because I was going to say, Mayetta ain't really reality TV material. Like, she's just really a regular girl. And there's nothing like reality TV interesting about her. You know what I mean? Like, that's no shade to. I'm just saying, like. Anyway, I'm not familiar with Provi, but I'm assuming we saw down there on the little thing. I think I saw that she's a wardrobe stylist. And two other names that I wasn't familiar with. Cynthia asked about Drew. Is she coming? Y'all good now? Portia says, well, I didn't extend an invitation to her, so no. And then Angela, we see that she called. They had a call, about the trip earlier that day, and Angela asked about Drew on the call, and Portia kind of muted her call. She was trying to act like she was having technical difficulties. She was ducking and dodging the question. And Portia gonna say that Drew is a pathological liar. It's just rich. It's just rich coming from you. Anyway, Kelly, we see that she teaches her daughter how to parallel park. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Shamia, we see her back in the studio. Angela, she's at the house with the kids cooking French fries. Cynthia and Portia, they have another meetup. They at the house laughing and kikiing about how one day Portia was just, living the dream, out here doing hashtags, and the next she and Simon are speaking. Stuff, life happens. Life happens. Drew and Britt, we see they have their meeting for drinks. Drew tells, her how she received her energy at the peace brunch, because it was kind of like you thought you got rid of Kenya, and like you were like gloating a little bit, like, okay, she's gone, I'm here, now we can move on. Like everybody was supposed to just jump on your bandwagon. And Drew says that she's open to getting to know her. I just wanted to understand. And Britt says, I'm an open book. Ask me anything. And so Drew proceeds to say, so you ever sold it, girl? The cat? She just want to understand, girl, you ever sold the coochie before? She say, no. Have you ever done porn? No, I never. And she's stuttering. I mean, him and Han is stuttering. Girl, have you or have you not? She says she's done webcam, and it was only her and a friend, a girlfriend of hers. And they just used to sit up in the nude and have conversations. Y'all was doing more than that. Girl, do you expect me to... Why are you going to tell some of it? Girl, just go on and say what you was doing. Just go on and say, me and my friend, we used to, do X, whatever the people was asking for in the chat, Me and my homegirl, yeah, we made a pretty penny. Just, because, I mean, you led with, once upon a time I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it. She ain't, girl, you wasn't scared at first. Now you want to get, breadcrumb us with the details of the webcam and the pictures and all of the things. You want to deflect and then push it back on Drew like, well, I heard you might have known one of the guys on there. So did you suck it? Girl, no. This isn't about me. Those posters were about you. That was your mouth on somebody's penis. That was your mouth, not mine. I thought I had recognized one of them niggas, but I don't know. I wasn't for sure. Drew says she, maybe. So I don't know. I wasn't for sure, girl. But we was for sure that it was you. For sure that was your mouth. Absolutely, it was your mouth. Anyway, Britt, she goes into her little woe is me spiel. She just wants empathy. Drew says, girl, I understand being publicly humiliated. Like I've been through that as well. I've been in the blogs. I get all that. I get all that. Anyway, oh, and she says that, well, we're going to move forward. I hope you can move forward with Portia. We're going to pray on it. Let us pray. Ralph and Drew, they each, they head out. They got to... They have to stagger their comings and goings because, they can't be leaving the house at the same time. They getting ready to go to court. Ralph got a new attorney while, she's meeting with hers. Today's docket, we want to get Ralph out the house, get Ralph's financials, keep the divorce file sealed, okay? Then we see Ralph over there in his Uber with his yes man. I don't even know this wasn't even his attorney. I don't know who this man was. Talking about she want the house. Like the house that you paid for. Ralph is such a loser because as a man, let that lady have the house. Why do you want your kids unhoused? It just gives me the ick when a man is fighting the woman for the house. Nigga, if you don't go Get you a new house. Because you a man, you can do it. Go get you a new house. Go get you an apartment, penthouse, condo. You paying all the bills, right? So you can go and get you somewhere else to stay so that she and her kids, your kids, don't have to be out here unhoused and changing their living situation and just really uprooting them. Because it's really about the children and them being comfortable, not you. You want to stay in the basement. You just how is anybody getting moist and wet for Ralph? Sorry, tackhead ass. Who's doing it? You don't just dry up like just at the sight of Ralph. It's just desert island. I can't stand that man. I really can't. Damn you, Drew, for bringing him into the mix. You should have dropped his ass before you got on this show. Then we wouldn't have had to deal with his monkey. And don't come for me, black community. Cause he's a clown, monkey ass, tech head ass, all of the things, okay? And not the racial slur monkey ass. The clown ass kind of monkey ass kind of. I ain't taking it back. I'm gonna add to it. We're not taking it back. Anyway, the producers asked what's so damaging in the documents that she wants them sealed. And she says that, you know, it's more damaging to Ralph than it would be to her. He's the serial cheater. He's stealing money. He's sexting other women, tracking her, you know, all the things we heard. Producers asked if that's it, or, you know, is there something else? There's something scary. Like, what is it really? Why you don't want this stuff unsealed? And she emphasizes, you know, that this is about her children not knowing anything about the story, you know, the sordid details of their divorce. Ralph sits with his attorney. This is a new attorney. This is his third attorney, and she's doing a lot. This is a money grab, girl. Okay, she was reminding me of what was what was the girl mama name on P Valley? Woodbine. That was her last name, but she passed the Woodbine. But what was her first? Patricia Woodbine, Patty Woodbine. I can't think of her name, but her. That's what she reminded me of. She said it's a money grab. Drew a gold digger. Okay. That's the picture they're painting. She just want Ralph's money. The judge ends up ruling in Ralph's favor. It's just really, Drew, you might want to get you a new lawyer. You might want to go on and relieve her of her duties and find you a new one, because apparently Patricia Woodbine know what to do. Okay, because she got Ralph still staying in the house. He ain't got to turn over no financials. It's crazy. It just really is. Okay. And they are gonna keep the court case unsealed. That's that. You know, they leaving it. She hollering out the window because he talking shit from outside. We didn't hear what he was saying to her, but of course she crying on the way home. They don't cry. He's such an embarrassment. He is such an embarrassment. I just don't understand. Anyway, just brokey. Cause he out there cheerfully, skipping out. Cause he get to stay in the house. He said he wants full transparency, so he ain't worried about the case being unsealed. He wants full transparency. Drew probably did something. Drew and Ty probably, I feel like there might have been a situation there, or a situation at some point on Drew's behalf, and she's not wanting anybody to know, or who knows. I mean, because she says that it will hurt him more than it'll hurt her, more than it will hurt her, but I don't know, Anyway, the ladies, they head to Nashville. They get all the way to Nashville, and then now somebody want to say, we missing somebody. Angela missed her flight, and ain't nobody noticed. Portia ain't even noticed. That's really sad. Anyway, the house is beautiful. It's a lake house. We got Abel, the bartender. He waiting at the door with the drinks. Then we got Chef Dev. He's also waiting with their food already on display and ready to eat. They pick rooms. Portia, she gonna walk past the basement and open it, talking about some, hey, Drew. It fell flat. No, we didn't, girl. Anyway. Shamia, since she's Portia's best friend, she knows she getting a good room. So she gets the second best good room. And the rest of them are trash, honestly. The rest of them got about 6 beds to the room, bunk beds, okay, pull-out sofas. That's why I don't like no Airbnb. Y'all ain't finna goop me with a pull-out sofa with a bunk bed. Hell no. Anyway, Portia gonna tell Kelly is calling her name, the room with the bunk beds. Kelly is calling your name. Kelly says absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know where the mother folks slept. I guess they slept in the room that was looking, it was giving Girl Scout camp. The way the beds was lined up. It definitely was looking like a camp situation. Angela's on her way, so we're gonna see her in a few. Portia, she says that traveling without Simon is weird because they just did so much traveling. So you weren't going nowhere before Simon? Girl, please. Anyway, Cynthia brings up the point that, you can't take every girl on a girls trip because Portia is so excited to be on this girls trip. She needed this. Everybody needed this. And while Britt and Britt, I think it's Britt, it's Britt and somebody else. They talking about Angela. And she happens to pull up and, walk into the room, and she can automatically, when people been talking about you. And the first thing people want to do is act like, we weren't talking about you. Nobody was. Energy is real. Okay? And people who are very sensitive to energy, especially when it shifts from being, when you feel at ease and peaceful to, you can feel the contention, you can feel the animosity, you can feel the shade. It's very, it's very loud. So don't gaslight people after you done been sitting up talking shit about them. You might as well just go on and say, yeah, girl, we was just talking about you. Or as soon as they walk in the room, we was just talking about you. We was talking about how blah, 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 blah. And then that kind of, lightens it a little bit. But just to sit up there like you wasn't, and the person knows that you were, don't play with me. Anyway, Angela, she comes in that whirlwind. Portia, she says she ready to turn up, and Angela's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, so where's Drew? I really want Drew to come. And Portia is like, girl, you just really, how you gonna like for Drew to come on my trip? And Britt asks, well, is she coming? Is Drew coming? And Angela says, well, I anticipate seeing Drew. I do anticipate seeing Drew. And Portia, what can she say? I mean, because she says at Shamia's house, Portia says that she could coexist with Drew. So here's your opportunity to coexist. I feel like Drew should be there, and I'll be the mediator if I need to be. Portia says she cool, but it's obvious that she's upset. But she don't say much. She just plays it cool. Because what you gonna do? You already know that this is a cash trip, that we are dressing up as your birthday trip. And with that being said, everybody has to come on the trip. Everybody. And you thought that she wasn't going to be there because you didn't extend an invitation. Production was going to make sure she got there. Just like you was at the cash trip when Candy wasn't fooling with your ass. And it was a trip that she was hosting. And you came. And we ain't say nothing. So just be quiet. Because this is a cash trip and this is what we got to do. Now, like I said earlier, in real life, you bet not invite nobody that I don't like, that I'm not fucking with, to my birthday. Nothing. Don't play with me. I don't want to do it. I had a friend. It was obvious. It's obvious. I should say it was obvious where I stood with homegirl. And, well, with one of her other friends. And I told her, and she was like, but I want my friends to go. I want to go on a girls trip and have all my friends together. Well, sorry, babe. I won't be there. You don't. I'm sorry. But it's for me. I don't give a flying. I wouldn't give a damn who it's for. I'm not going to be nowhere uncomfortable. Where they do that at? And why would you want me to be? Why would you want two people together that don't care for one another because we here to celebrate you? No. No. On TV they do that, but in real life, we're not playing them games. We're not playing them games. Anyway. Portia. No. They changed the subject. Kelly is on her phone. She said something about her stylist is coming in, and then we have this little conversation about Angela and Britt Britt and Kelly running into Angela at Neiman's, and Angela was trying to duck and dodge. Angela said she wasn't trying to duck and dodge, but she probably was, because earlier she told us that she when she was with the kids making French fries, she was telling us, I skipped it because it wasn't relevant, but now we gotta circle back because it's being brought up again. It's like a moment. Anyway, she said that she had to do some Botox on her nose because it was too pinched. She needed it to look, because that's the thing. When y'all be getting these new noses, you don't think about if it's going to look proportionate on your face, on your bone structure, on the original bone structure. And so then you have to go and get Botox in your cheeks and all of that to kind of, like even it out so that it doesn't look crazy and too pinched, or too Janet, too Michael, too LaToya. So, she went to try to rectify that, and then she was looking puffy afterwards. And so that's probably when they saw her, because Britt says in her confessional that when they ran into her, she was ducking and dodging in the clothes, maybe trying to hide some cosmetic surgery. She said she had on her granny glasses and she was hiding. Angela says, no, I was very, hey guys, how you doing? What's up? That sounded so rehearsed, Angela. Girl, if you was just, you ain't want nobody to see you, then, hey, say it. Y'all need to just stand in it. When it comes to reality TV, you are going to reach way more people if you're just authentically you and you stand in whatever. Anyway, it's time to get freshened up and head outside. And so, they head outside. Of course, when everybody goes to their rooms, they call their husbands. Angela, she calls Drew to check in and see where she is, let her know that the vibe is good. The people have been made aware that you will be coming. So, there's that. Drew says, she don't know. She's gonna hold off a little bit. She's still thinking about it because she just got back from court. She's really not in the headspace to be around these hoes, defending herself and all of that. Like, it's a lot already emotionally. And so she's just trying to, remain peaceful. But she definitely needs a good time to take her mind off things. Kelly's stylist arrives, and then she has to let us know that she let Britt use her stylist. I just went on ahead and let Britt use my stylist. Don't do nothing for me and then got to tell everybody that you did it for me. Because you could have just said me and Britt, use my stylist today. But the tone is always like, I helped you. I gave you this. Anyway, they in there trying on clothes. Everybody is giving Cowboy Carter. Cynthia, she comes down and she tries to check the temperature with Portia. Portia's still upset with Angela because, they also had a moment where they was kikiing and laughing because Angela again checked in like, you good with her coming. And Portia tried to act like she tries to play coy or, she's not really directly saying, no, I don't want her here. No, you shouldn't have invited her. I don't appreciate that. And it's because she can't. This is a cash trip. She thought she was going to try to be slick by not inviting her. But she's here. She's coming. She says that she feels like she being forced to be peaceful. Angela's kind of being aggressive with it, like you need to get over it and go on and be friends. She's like forcing it. But you need to go. But if you said you're moving on, then move on. We're not moving on and still you trying to give her your ass to kiss. We're not doing that, Portia. That's just what we're saying. Anyway, they head out. Her other guests, they're already waiting at the door or they're waiting somewhere because they get picked up, I think. And we whipping out titties on the bus. You know how it is at a Porsche situation. It's gonna be a good time. They get to the place, they ride the bull first, sit down and eat, and then somebody asks about Drew again. And Portia says, well, this one down here decided to have her crash my birthday. And somebody was like, well, that's rude. So now Portia has an audience with her other friends. And so she's really turned up. And I don't like it. Because all of that for Angela was a lot. Now, granted, like I said, in real life, yes, out of order. But here, you know what this is, Portia. And so why are you acting all shocked and surprised? You never told her, no, flat out, do not invite her. You want to play coy and, you want to dance around it. And so Angela pulled a move on you. And here we are. I'm not mad at Angela. I'm really not. But like I said, she's really hyped because she has this audience. Like she says, you pressured me. You pressured me. Then her other friends chime in with their 2 cents. We don't care what y'all are saying down there, honestly. Were they even mic'd? Portia asks, what kind of glue is on your motherfucking wig, girl? See, it's that kind of stuff. Are we 17 again? Because you're trying to be cute. You're trying to be cute. And then Angela, she's somebody that's not like easily moved, so she gonna give you a little cuteness back. No, talk to me like I'm 5, girl. No, you're not 5, 55. No, I'm 5. Talk to me like I'm 5. I don't get it. That was pissing Portia off. Yeah, girl, she can be cute. I can be cute too. Let's be cute together. Angela is really good for Housewives. She really is. I'm so happy about her contribution to the show. I really am. Now, what's going on in her personal life? She gonna have to, fill these holes. But when she be amongst the group, right on. Right on. It makes me feel like Sheree's back, And although Sheree used to get on our nerves with that, being the bone carrier, who else was gonna do it? Sheree would have absolutely invited Drew. Absolutely. Anyway, and Shamia's face, she kind of looked like she didn't really condone Portia's words herself. It was kind of like, you being kind of mean, friend. I don't know, but I ain't gonna say nothing because you my best friend and I'm not gonna go against you like in front of the group. But I don't know. I don't know if she approved. I'm not sure. Cause she started going in. Then we start talking about Drew, you know, like so other people are chiming in about what they heard about Drew and Dennis. Lauren saying that they were sleeping together. Then another friend throws out, oh, she gave him some head. And then Portia tries to justify it in her confessional, like, well, I mean, that's what he do. He like to get head from the girls. I say, you mess with her, you mess with her. No, she just gave me head. She just gave me head. She just gave me head. So I mean, it's plausible. That's what he like. That's how he keep his body count down. So now this what you doing, Portia. You just gonna let your friends look make Drew out to be a hoe out here. And you know that's not the truth. Okay. All right, girl. Okay, girl. Whole time Drew in Atlanta, she had crew celebrating with her sister. Because she was offered a record deal. I forgot the name of the record company, but I'm sure it's an independent record label. She FaceTimes Dennis. Thank you for the bottle service, bro. It always that bro. Y'all ain't got to call these men bro. You really don't, okay, ladies? It's so cringe to me because it's like you trying to emphasize bro, like so that he knows that you have no romantic interest in him, or like you are trying to make his wife feel like you don't have any romantic interest in him. It's not. You're not proving your point because you ain't got to even do all that. You ain't even got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that. I don't never be out here like, bro, to my friends' husbands. I don't do that. I don't do that. Maybe it's just me. Cause it's kind of pet name me too. Don't pet name him. Don't pet name my man. Don't give him no pet names. Okay, thank you. Anyway, that's really where we end. This was a long review this time. 30 some minutes. We had a lot to say. Anyway, moving on. Until next time, be sure to Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.